Hey everybody, how's it going? Here's sort of our first video. Welcome. So at this point, you hopefully did what was left for you for that 2-week shutdown period. If not, there's going to be a bit of time because we're going to come back to it. So as you can see here, this is kind of our syllabus. If it doesn't look this way when you go online and look at it, that's okay. Don't panic because it's under construction right now as I'm filming the video. But I can tell you what's going to happen. At least for the day that this video is posted, which is our first real day of action. As you can see, it's going to have watch this video. You've already found that. It was on the calendar because you're watching me right now. The next thing I want you to do is fill in a form. And this is going to be pretty common. I mentioned it in our first sort of how we'll do our work video, right? That I'm going to make sure you're not falling behind by some of these forms, right? So a lot of our assignments will have quick little one-sentence answers. Sometimes they won't be marked. They'll just be there for kind of almost attendance, really. So this first one is attendance. Did you watch that video where I explain how we're going to do our work? And that's really all that first form is for. And yes, if you don't do the forms for the week, I'm going to start calling and harassing people, right? So here's what we're going to do. We've already done production. The last little bit of that 2-week shutdown period, I wanted you to kind of review it. Okay? So what we'll do now, set you up for some success. We're going to have an assignment, and it's going to be really flippin' easy. I just want you to go and use that stuff that we learned about in production. So do you remember, if you've reviewed, you remember cost structure, cost behavior. I want you to go out, and by the time you're watching this video, you're already going to have the assignment. I am going to share it with you. I want you to do everything in that assignment file. Got it? There may or may not be a form for a check-in as well. Again, you will see that on our syllabus and you'll see it on the calendar. Remember, our syllabus is what we're going to do in order from the top to the bottom. Shouldn't be any surprises. Some of the stuff we're not going to do, it won't be on the calendar to do it. And I'm actually going to, as you can see right here, if you look, right, some of these things, if you go down, this whole thing here is whited out. So I've whited out some of the stuff that I've already decided we're not going to do. Okay, so there's not a lot of new learning today. What I want you to do is get started on that assignment. And what it is, as it explains, is I want you to go and find out how much it would cost to make a product. A simple product. So let's like a hot dog stand, right? Near a park or a popular place where people go in the summer. What would it cost you to make a hot dog? And given your cost structure, how much should you make to maximize your profit? That's it. That's all the assignment is. So I want some evidence of how much the buns would cost, how much would the ketchup cost, and then you have to estimate how much in that big bottle of ketchup that you pay, whatever, $10 for, how much of it is actually going to go on one hot dog. So how do you spread it out? So the assignment tells you what to do, but essentially you need at least 3 ingredients to make this thing in, and probably no more than 5 or 6, right? Keep it simple, like a sandwich or a hamburger or something, right? Maybe an ice cream cone, something simple like that. And then I'm going to make a file very much like the Desmos ones we already had, where you can then plug in what you figured out each one would start for variable costs, what your fixed are, and figure out what your max profit is, right? Plop it in the file, done. Shouldn't take too long. Maybe a couple hours of work. That's it, right? Take up most of our week, plus a couple of forms to fill in. All right, so before you start any of this, fill in that first form. If you watch that video, the one I sent before this first week back, that tells you how to ask questions and stuff like that. If you haven't watched it. When I made this video, 60-some people had watched it, but only on average half of it. Yes, I know those things. So please watch all of it, because if you don't and you ask me a question the wrong way, I'm going to say, go watch the video. Okay, that's what we're going to start with. If you're wondering, all that human resources stuff and labor stuff, like if we scroll down here, some of this, I've asked you to do some of it, right? We're going to come back to it probably towards the end of this first week, maybe the second week, all right? So don't let it slip out. And if you didn't do it, peruse back on the calendar, because what was assigned is still there. So if you're, bored and you're done this quick, go back and get ready for that, and then you'll be all set as it comes up, because we're going to go back into that and have this little assignment here, this little sort of infographic, I think is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick with it. I might change it. I don't know. To be announced. All right, good luck. Remember how to ask questions. And on Tuesday is our first session, so if you're really lost, got a bunch of questions, join that. There might be a lot of people on this first one, so I might break it into 2 groups. We'll see. We're playing it all by ear. The whole world's playing everything by ear. So good luck, and we'll chat soon.